Okay, when you're ready to start class today, let's start laying down. We will find Shavasana, corpse pose with your arms and legs extended, or maybe constructive rest pose with your knees bent and your feet standing up near the edges of your mat. Either way, just keep kind of adjusting until your body feels settled. You can always grab a little extra support underneath your head or maybe a little something underneath your knees, especially if your low back feels kind of tight. If you want to take a few sighing breaths, feel free as you settle in. Let's take 10 diaphragmatic breaths here, sinking a little deeper into the present moment. So drawing the air down low and slow, filling up what feels like the belly, the abdomen, with air on your inhales, belly expanding, ribcage widening, and softening, letting things go and flow with your exhales. Let's just do 10 of those. I'll keep track. With every exhale, softening your physical body a little bit more. Try to make the next couple of breaths like this as quiet as you possibly can. Maybe even a silent breath if you can manage. We're still breathing full into the belly. We're just doing it in a very quiet way. And then for your next few breaths, start to kind of amp it up a little bit. Maybe you create a little extra noise, a little bit of an oceanic noise, if you will, with your breath. A little bit of texture, a little bit of sound. If you'd like to set a dedication or intention for your practice, feel free to bring something to mind now. And then let's take 3 clearing breaths, collectively upholding each other's or uplifting each other's intentions, inhaling through your nose. And when you're ready, sighing out of your mouth. 2 more like that in your own timing. And then wiggling your fingers and toes. Let your head slowly rock from side to side. Eventually rotating out ankles and wrists on your way to a long body stretch, reaching fingers and toes in opposite directions. All right, we'll go through a couple breathing bridge poses here. So grabbing or letting go of any props that are beneath you. Let's stand the feet up, tuck your tailbone under a little bit, set down, set everything back down. We want to check for a little bit of space under the low back here. When we tuck the tailbone, we kind of get rid of any space there, and we're pressing the low back down into the mat, pressing down through the feet and the shoulders. Let's inhale, lifting the hip points straight up, feeling the glutes, feeling the quads here, holding and supporting us. And then exhale, lower everything back down. Let's do that a few more times. Follow your breath here. Inhale as you rise, bridge pose. Exhale as you lower. Let's do that about 2 more times. Spend your entire inhale lifting and your entire exhale lowering. When you get to a good stopping point, let's hug the knees and shins in toward the chest here, taking a little bit of free movement, maybe rocking a little side to side or circling out your knees. Having or kind of targeting some massaging pressure there on the low back. Okay, we'll do a quick twist here, placing the feet back on the ground. Maybe your arms come out wide for some support. Let's cross the right leg, or sorry, the left leg over the right leg, like you're sitting in a chair. So thigh to thigh, knee to knee. Let's scoot the pelvis over toward the left edge of your mat, set your pelvis down, and then allow your knees to slowly start to twist and lower to the right. You might turn your gaze slightly in the opposite direction, gently to the left. Explore what it feels like to have a full breath here in this twist. And let's start to think about switching sides. First, turning the gaze back up to center, then bringing the knees up, pelvis back into the middle here. Straighten and lift that left leg before we switch sides, maybe shaking it out or giving your leg a little kick or wiggle. And then plant your left foot down. That right leg goes up and over the left. Again, thigh to thigh, knee to knee. This time we're scooting the pelvis over toward the right edge of the mat before gently lowering and twisting the knees to the left. Luckily there's a block right beneath my legs here on the left side. Feels nice to have that extra support. Possibly turning your gaze to the right. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back up. First, turning your gaze to the center, bringing your pelvis back to the center, and then straightening, lifting that right leg, maybe shaking it out or giving it a little kick. Okay, let's hug the knees back and toward the chest here for a moment. We'll cross the ankles here. If you can comfortably reach your feet, you can hold on to your feet here. Otherwise, just hold on to your knees or wherever you can reach. Let's rock and roll a couple of times up and down. Your spine eventually coming to a seat. So it'll be kind of a cross-legged seat when we arrive here up at the top. Let's sit up nice and tall here, maybe tenting your fingertips up on either side of you so you can really lengthen upwards through the crown of your head. With an inhale, let's reach both hands high. Exhale, open arm twist toward the right. So the left hand is going forward, the right hand is going back. With an inhale, unwind, come back up to the center. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, bring your hands down to heart center, joining joining palms here at the center. Inhale, hands go high, looking up as they raise. Exhale, baby back bend. We'll cactus the arms here, puff the chest up. Inhale, lifting high. Now we'll move into some side bends with your exhale, side bend to the right. Right hand lowers, left arm reaches. Let's stay on the right side here, but with our inhale, we can rise up. We're staying on the right here. Exhale, float back over to the right side bend. Inhale, rising up. One more time on this side. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lifting both hands high. We're switching sides with your exhale. Left hand lowers, right arm reaches. Let's stay on this side. Inhale, rising up, full breath in. And exhale, side bending to the left. Let's do that again. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, twisting in. Inhale, rise all the way back up. And exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Tuck your chin down toward the center of your chest. Circle your shoulders up, back, and down. Allow your right ear to start rolling over toward your right shoulder. Option to circle out that left shoulder a little bit here, or just kind of sweep your left shoulder side to side. Eventually, chin coming back down toward the center of your chest before the left ear reaches over toward the left shoulder. And on this side, maybe we circle that right shoulder a little bit, or just kind of sway here. Feel free to go back and forth a couple times, rocking side to side, or maybe taking kind of a head circle, not necessarily a neck circle. Like we don't want to drop our neck all the way back, but making like that nice big circle with the nose. All right, whenever that feels complete, let's move along to hands and knees for cat and cow. Hands more or less beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. With your inhale, cow pose, belly lowers, gaze and tailbone start to lift. And exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, cat. Inhale, cow, belly lowering, gaze and tailbone lifting. And exhale, rounding back up to cat. Keep flowing with your breath here. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Eventually, we'll find our way back to extended child's pose with the knees out wide, big toes touching behind you, sinking your seat toward your heels a little or a lot. You could kind of work with this here if your knees are feeling a little tight today, or hips maybe just rocking forward and back a couple times. If you do feel like settling in, maybe coming down to your forearms or walking your hands up toward the top of your mat and then allowing your head and heart to sink down towards the floor. Feel that space through the sides of your body, the back of your body. Let's go for a couple more of those diaphragmatic belly breaths here. At any time, experimenting with silent breaths or ujjayi breath or that oceanic breath. You can start to experiment with kind of leaning into your breath in those ways, amping it up for a little more power, toning it down for moments of stillness. One more breath in, and one more breath out. Inhale, rising up, tabletop. Exhale, lower all the way down to your stomach. Bringing hands to either side of your chest. Press into the tops of your feet a lot. Inhale, rise up to your baby cobra, head and heart lifting. Little to no help from the hands here. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale, rising up, baby cobra. Option to hover your hands up off of the floor if you want. And exhale, lower back down. One more like that. Inhale, your version of baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Stacking your hands or fists beneath your forehead. Crocodile pose. Rest your head on your hands. Let your heels splay out to the sides. Let go of any tension or effort through your muscles, so more surface area of your body greets the mat or the floor beneath you. Remembering your intention if you set one today. One more breath here. You're welcome to continue resting or come on up. We'll do a couple, I want to call them scorpion twists. Let's see, let's see about that. We're basically just bringing both hands out to the sides or one hand at a time. You'll start seeing as we go. Let's bring the right hand out wide, and then basically we're going to press onto the right side and reach. Well, first, okay, the right hand goes out, so the opposite leg, so the left knee bends, and then we reach that left foot back as if in the direction of your right hand. A little twist here. Like in my mind, it always feels like my toes are just absolutely gonna touch my fingers, but we're not looking, so it's okay. And then we're switching sides. We'll just go back and forth a couple of times. Take your time. This time the left arm extends to the side and the right knee bends. Then we're pressing onto the left side as we reach the right toes this time back toward your other hand. Of course, working within your range of motion here. We're experimenting and entering with care. You can go to either side a couple of times. Ooh, I had one private client whose favorite, we always did this. Every time, this was like the only thing that would help her low back just and her hips like feel good. So give it a try here. Eventually, we're gonna make our way back up to tabletop. Let's grab our blocks. We'll find a downward facing dog here. If you have blocks and you like to use them, we're bringing them up towards the top of the mat now. Curl the toes under, pick up your knees, and then reach your tailbone high. Find your breath first here. And then we can pedal the legs out. Optional bending and straightening of opposite knees. Maybe kind of rolling forward to your high plank and then back to your downward dog a couple times. Maybe bending one of your knees and like picking up your foot. Just kind of play around here. There's no real rules. We're warming up for our downward dog. Shoulders and beyond. Bend your knees, look up toward the top of your mat, and then step or walk to the top. Ragdoll, forward fold. We can widen out the feet a little bit here if we want. Letting your upper body be nice and loose here. You could sway, or you could be still. Just make sure you're breathing. Maybe nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. Eventually bending your knees extra deep and then making your way up to stand. Maybe walking your hands up your legs. When we eventually get to stand, let's get a good little shakeout going here. Can just start however it comes out, or maybe start with a lift and lowering of your heels or a little jump. Just keep following what your body feels like doing here. If there's any stagnant areas of your body, maybe you touch those areas or just kind of focus on them a little bit here. Next breath or two or three. Let's come on up to the top of the mat. Okay. We're going to work. If you were here recently in classes, we introduced kind of a new flow, and we're going to continue on it this week. It kind of incorporates a little bit of balancing and coordination. So we're going to keep working on this flow for at least a few more sessions. So just keep that in mind here. If it feels a little tricky at first, we'll do our best and stick with it. So taking a look at your feet, make sure they're comfortable, nice, sturdy foundation here. With an inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Pausing in Samastitihi, equal standing pose. Feeling pressure through all of the edges of your feet. Feeling your connection there from the ground all the way up. Your sturdy legs. All the way up the spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. Take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. Inhale, hands go high. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step just your right foot back, lower your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, come on up, reaching your hands high. If this already feels a little bit wobbly, toe heel your left foot out a little wider so you have a little bit more stability there. Taking a big breath in. Exhale, baby back bend, cactus the arms, puff the chest up. Inhale, hands reaching high. Exhale, open arm twist toward the left. Right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come back up to center, unwind. Exhale, open arm twist toward the right. Breathing in and out. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, hands coming down to the blocks or the floor. We're gonna step the left foot back to three-legged down dog. So we might bring the left hand block to the inside of the left foot and toe heel the left foot way out first. Curling your right toes under, pick up that right knee, and then step your left foot back to three-legged down dog. Otherwise, just see what we can do here. Big breath in and out. Last breath in and out. Step just the left foot forward. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, both arms reach high. Exhale, arrow pose, or low arrow rather. So we're sweeping the arms forward, back, and down, leaning forward with your chest, reaching through the crown of your head. This is our low arrow. Inhale, rise up to your high arrow. Stepping or straightening that right knee or bringing your right knee up off the floor. Option to press up on your left thigh for support. Let's come up to one-legged mountain pose here. We can take a couple steps forward with that right foot and then start to stand up, bringing your right knee up with you. You can always hold on to something for support and then exhale, lower your right leg down. Big breath in and sigh it out, hands together at heart center. Take a few moments here, pressing your thumbs into the center of your chest. Feel for your heartbeat. Check in with the quality of your awareness, the quality of your focus today. Are there things stealing your attention or maybe needing to refocus? Let's give it a sigh in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, both hands go high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step just that left knee back. Lower your left knee to the mat right away. Maybe widening out that right foot for more support. Inhale, lifting on up. Firm up that left glute a little bit here to help you stay really tight. Like if someone was to push you, you'd have a fighting chance of staying lifted here. Inhale. Exhale, open arm twist toward the right. One breath here, in and out. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Another breath here, in and out. Inhale to center. And exhale, lowering your hands to blocks. Make your way to your three-legged down dog. Right toes will be lifted when you eventually get there. We'll have 2 breaths in our three-legged down dog. And eventually taking a breath in to prepare. Exhale, step just the right foot forward and lower your left knee back down to the mat. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, low arrow pose. Sweeping the arms back, leaning forward. Hug your shoulder blades together. So you're kind of puffing your chest up here a little bit. Big breath in to prepare. Maybe bringing your hands to the top of your right knee for support. And exhale, find your way to your arrow pose. Staying here and then making your way to one-legged mountain with your left knee lifting. And then step it on down, take a sigh, clearing breath. Hands together at heart center. Taking a moment to collect your thoughts and experiences here. One more clearing breath in through the nose. And a sigh to release. Inhale, hands sweep high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step just the right foot back. Lower your right knee to your mat. Inhale, hands sweep high. Exhale, low arrow pose right away this time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rising up, arrow pose. Exhale, three-legged down dog. Hands plant, left foot steps back. Or yeah, three-legged down dog. Big breath in and out. Inhale, come forward to your high plank, bringing both feet to the floor here, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest all the way down, getting in place for our baby cobra. With an inhale, rising up, head and heart, baby cobra. We're here for 3 breaths. Feel free to lift and lower or just stay lifted. One more breath in your baby cobra. And then lower down. Inhale, press up, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Your variation, maybe knees out wide or knees a little closer this time. One more breath in and back out. Inhale, rise up, tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Last breath in and out. Inhale, lift your right toes high this time, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step just the right foot forward, lowering your left knee to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, low arrow pose. Breathing here, find your strength. You cue it up this time, curling your left toes under, coming on up to your arrow pose. Breathing in and out. Last breath in your arrow pose. And out. Bring your hands down to the blocks or the floor. Step your left foot to the top. Forward fold at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Take a few moments. Give it a sigh or a clearing breath if you'd like. And go ahead and let your hands come down. If you need a little shakeout or a drink, go ahead and do that. And we'll get into a little bit of balancing. So if you have a spot you like to go close to the wall or somewhere with a harder floor or something, now's a good time to do that. We're going to do our standing figure 4. So we're shifting weight to our right leg here first. I'm going to hold on to the wall. We can either start by just kind of picking up that left foot a little bit wherever you'd like. You could find a tree pose here set up first if you want to. Anywhere along the way is a great place to stay. If you want to move into that figure 4, we're eventually sliding that left ankle up, maybe to the thigh, the right thigh here. You can just kind of muscle it here and hold as is. You could reach down and grab hold of your foot if that feels like a good option. You can also try kind of sitting back into your figure 4 for even more feedback here through the body. A wall is really nice to have close by here, or a chair. Either way, we're balancing on the right foot. Let's have a couple more breaths. Option to take some hand or arm variations if you want. Play around a little bit. Maybe purposely destabilize yourself if you feel like it. And eventually let it all come back down. Give your standing leg a little shake or a little tap. And then we'll switch sides. Standing on that left foot. Get used to standing on your left foot there, and then maybe coming to your tree pose, or maybe finding that figure 4. Find your own timing here. You can try focusing directly at one singular point, your drishti, or switching it up. I do find having that drishti focused in is really helpful. There's many variations here. Arm or hand variation, welcome. Eventually, you'll know your own timing here, but eventually go ahead and step it on down. I feel like I did it a little shorter on that side, but that's okay. We are not equal on all sides. So let's come on down to the floor next. And by equal, I meant symmetrical. Like our bodies just are not meant to be symmetrical. I think it's a good realization. Let's come on down right away to your back. You can pull your knees in with you. Find some easy movement here, rolling or rocking some weight around your low back. And then bringing feet down to the floor here. Let's do figure 4 twists. So arms coming out wide. Stepping into that right foot, let's start to lift and straighten or almost straighten your left leg up. Before we get into it, go ahead and circle out your left ankle or give your left leg a shake. You can hold on to your left leg if that makes it more enjoyable. And eventually bend your left knee and find figure 4. This time the left ankle is on top of the right thigh, so the thighs are separated here. And go ahead and let your knees, your figure 4 legs just kind of start swaying from side to side, playing with the edges of your movement or your level of mobility, or your range of mobility rather. So just kind of playing around side to side, twisting the legs, keeping the shoulder blades planted here. Feel free to hang out in your twist on either side for a few seconds, or just keep it moving. You can continue your twist or come to the center and just a regular figure four here, maybe pressing your left hand into your left knee, or maybe reaching to interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. You could bend and straighten your right knee a couple times if it's lifted. Try to keep your neck and shoulder muscles as relaxed as you can here. And we'll start to think about switching sides. Eventually stepping that right foot back down if it was lifted, lifting your left leg high once more before lowering your left leg all the way down. If you want a minute in between to keep your legs all stretched out, feel free to take a long body stretch here in between sides. And then eventually, let's stand the feet back up. This time, weight pressing into the left foot as we start to lift and straighten, or almost straighten the right leg. Circle out your right ankle a little bit here. Get our circulation going even more. And eventually we're crossing the right ankle on top of the left thigh, figure four. Right away, you could start exploring a figure four twist, letting your knees kind of rock, or your legs kind of rock side to side, keeping your shoulder blades and arms firmly planted on the ground. Eventually coming back up to the center, take your time with your figure four, maybe pressing your right hand into your right knee, opening up that right hip, or maybe reaching to interlace your fingers behind that left thigh. Just a couple of breaths here as we round out the physical portion of this practice. If there are any more movements, poses, or stretches that your body is wanting before transitioning here to our final rest, go ahead and move through those as you're ready. Eventually, we're letting that left foot come back down, straighten and lift your right leg. Any last movements, go ahead here. Maybe a long body stretch or a happy baby or something else altogether. And if you like some extra props, go ahead, grab a blanket or pillow and get set up for your final rest. Could look very similar to how you began your class today. Shavasana or constructive rest pose. Basically, either the knees are bent or they're not. You can make up other variations too. So just keep kind of moving around until it feels right today. Smoothing out all the muscles of your face, especially around your eyes. Especially those muscles around your jaw. Unclenching. We'll spend this Shavasana here in mostly silence. If you would like something to hold on to while we go, you could imagine with your inhales, you could imagine kind of a wave of energy rushing up from your toes to the crown of your head. And then with your exhale, reversing that, a wave of energy out and all the way down through your toes. Inhaling, feeling that wave of soft, warm energy flowing up to the crown of the head. And exhale as that energy just effortlessly flows down and out. Just a little something for your mind to hold on to. Inhale with that wave coming in. Exhale and imagine that wave rolling back out. The least amount of effort possible through the face. Relaxing your shoulders, your hands, both legs, your torso. Energy flowing in. Energy flowing back out. If you would like to remain here, just go ahead and continue resting as long as you'd like. If you're ready to begin moving along, or eventually when you are, let's start gently wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe letting your head kind of rock side to side. Maybe taking a yawn. Ooh, or a swallow. Opening and closing your jaw, perhaps. You could take a long body stretch or any other movements on your way to the fetal position on either side. Tucking in the knees slightly. Take one more nice breath here. And then when you're ready, press your way up to a comfortable seat. We'll join hands together in front of the heart, closing our eyes. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free, and may our own thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Bringing thumbs up to third eye center here. Let's seal in our practice today with a little bow in gratitude. Peace. Thank you, everyone. So